morning folks, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, for a change, I've headed down towards Lincoln area. I'm going to a place called East Kirkby, Spilsby in East Kirkby I think it is, and there's an airfield base, privately owned, where they've got an old Lancaster or Wellington bomber or something of that description. I've been before with a friend of mine called Charlie, probably about 5 years or so ago, but he unfortunately, although he lives down this neck of the woods, is not able to attend today, so I decided that I would go on my own. No harm in that. And if you look at the weather and you contrast this with what we had at the Goit Valley only last week, significant difference. 10 degrees, it's dry, haven't had any rain at all on the way down, which is a pleasant change. So I'm not sure where am I now. I'm on the A153, sat-nav says, heading towards Sleaford. So I think I'm about half an hour, give or take, away from the airfield. So I just thought switch the camera on, try and capture a little bit of this footage of the countryside, Lincolnshire countryside, just as I'm heading down here. And I'll just take that in, and hopefully it'll be pleasant, and there won't be any major snarl-ups between here and the airfield. So I don't think I've been out on the bike since the Goit Valley. Gave the bike a good scrub when it came back from there. It was absolutely filthy. So there's still a bit of dirt on it now, but it's not too bad. I think that's mostly just from today, because I've had to come down here on the motorway. So you get all crap, don't you, off the motorways. Not quite sure what this means in front of me. It's a Mini, and it says Mini Police. What does that mean? Is that a joke? It must be a joke, surely. So yeah, 10-11 degrees at the moment. It's been a bit nippy coming down. I have got my Gerbing heated jacket on, and I have actually got it switched on, because the wind chill factor coming down was pretty sharp. I needed to just take that chill off. So I don't know if anybody's used the Gerbing gear before. I've got the gloves on, but they're not wired up at the moment. I haven't got them connected. But as I said, the jacket's connected. I just have a lead going from a controller within the jacket down to the battery, and I could just unplug that or reconnect it just from being sat on the bike, so that's quite handy. And then I've got like a little digital controller in my left pocket of my jacket, which allows me just to set it's like a temperature gradient, 1 being the coolest, I think it is, and possibly 5 being the hottest. I've got it midway at the moment on number 3, and it's lovely. I mean, the brilliant jackets, if you've never used one, they heat up instantly. So literally within 2 seconds, give or take 2 or 3 seconds, you can feel the heat coming from the jacket. And they have like heat coils not only in the sleeves but also in the main trunk, so it keeps your body warm, keeps your core warm, which is the important part, I think. Yep, so I'm quite pleasantly snug at the moment. So I'm using the 2 camera setup again, one on the bars, one on my helmet, and then I've got a spare GoPro with me, which is in my top box, just in case I do any sort of vlogging when I'm out and about, just walking around the airfield. And then I brought my mirrorless camera with me today, Sony A9, and what I want to try and do is get a picture of the GS in front of the bomber. It's probably going to be in the hangar, but last time I came down they allowed us to take the bikes onto the runway area, or the forecourt area where the hangars are, and they opened the roller doors for the hangars, and I got quite a nice picture of Charlie's BMW K1600, I think it was, in front of the bomber. So if I can find a picture of that, I shall put it on screen now. So that's what I'm hoping to try and replicate, but I brought my tripod, and I'm going to try and do something a little bit more artistic and a little bit more creative than that previous picture which I've just shown you. So I used to live down here many years ago. My dad were in Air Force, and he was based at RAF Binbrook and also RAF Scampton. I passed RAF Scampton already. I'm not quite sure where RAF Binbrook is in relation to my current location, but I'll have a look on the map once I've been to this airfield, and if it's within a reasonable travelling distance I might just head there, see if I can get a picture of the bike in front of the base. If not, no dramas. So yeah, we've had some absolutely appalling weather, I think throughout the country, to be fair, haven't we? I don't think many people have probably been out on the bikes unless it was the sole form of transport, but yeah, we've had some exceptionally high winds and some severe flooding in many parts of the UK, and but no evidence of that here, although I'm not sure how soft the ground will be left and right of me. But thankfully there's no flooding on the roads, so I haven't seen any on my way down here either. It's been steady away. But yeah, it's nice to come down to a different part of the country. Lincolnshire's very nice. It takes me a couple of hours or so to get here, maybe sometimes up to 3 hours depending on traffic. And I think, what time is it now? Sat-nav says I'll get there at 12:15, so that will be, yeah, that'll be near as damn it. Just smidging over 3 hours I think to get here, which is quite a trek really, but it's nice and I haven't been here for a while. I like the variety of cottages and properties that you get down here. You know, you get your very small sort of old traditional farmhouse, it's quite small, and clearly some that are very old, and then you get your newer properties, some which are absolutely enormous, like big mansions in their own private grounds. So we're just in the Lincolnshire Wolds now, if that means anything to anybody. So just over 2 miles I take a right onto the B1183 towards Sleaford. Be good to get off some of these major roads. Well, it doesn't look like a major road this, but I think it is one of the main routes. There's quite a lot of traffic on it, various volumes, cars, heavy goods vehicles, light commercial vehicles. I don't remember too much about the roads around the airfield. Obviously it's out in the middle of nowhere, but I can't remember too much other than that. So I'm hoping to get something to eat in at this airfield. They used to have a little like traditional old-fashioned mess there, RAF mess if you like, mess hall, where you can go in just to get some basic food. I'm not still sure if they're doing stuff like that at the moment. They might have staff shortages like a lot of other place and restrictions on, but if they are, I'll see if I can get something simple but filling just to put me on till I get home later. Wolds Wildlife Park. So this is my turning. Always mindful of cars like that at the junction. So just under a mile from my left turn in onto the B1183. A lovely countryside here. Still only 10 degrees, but the sun's coming out, it's definitely getting warmer. And that's not my heated jacket, it's just getting warmer. Right, where's this turning? It looks like it could be this one. God, this is a bit of a... I'm not convinced that that's a proper road. Right, no, that looked a bit dodgy, that did. This is what you've got to look out for down here in Lincolnshire. Tractors. Not their fault, but sometimes they can't see you I used to drive a tractor, and they're not exactly the most user-friendly vehicles. I used to drive it was a Ford 3000 tractor many years ago, back in my youth. And we also had a little Massey Ferguson as well, a little grey thing. Squeeze through there. Couple of nice little corners there. They do have some lovely roads in Lincoln. So this is the town of Tumby, or the village of Tumby. Certainly not a town. I think there's only one house in it. Right, here we go. Spilsby and Skeggy. "12 miles to Spilsby." That's a very quaint property. It's very flat, isn't it, Lincoln? Not like the lakes. Nothing like the lakes. I don't dislike Lincoln. There's some nice areas. Not sure what the property prices are like here. I think they used to be quite reasonable, but like everywhere, they've probably gone through the roof in the last 12 months or so. The Royal Oak Free House with a thatched roof. Yeah, I'm getting a bit peckish now. I'm getting a bit peckish. It's a bit bizarre today. I mean, the weather's been fantastic today, but as I said earlier, you know, for the last, I would say probably the last week, we've had some nasty weather, very nasty weather. All throughout the UK. It's certainly bizarre weather patterns at the moment. What's this car doing? Oh, he's turning right, he just hasn't found the indicators yet. That's a nice pub. Another property there with a thatched roof. So this is East Kirkby. And it looks like I'm taking a right here. It's a Lancaster room, good honest pub food. Good honest pub food. Right, just got to find this place now. How do you do? Is there an air museum around here?
There is, yeah. If you go back this way, onto the main road and turn right.
Oh, right. Yeah, sat nav said come around this way. Right, okay, thank you. That's why you shouldn't always trust your sat nav. Oh well, never mind, no harm done. So back up here to the junction and take a right. I love the smells you get around places like this, or the farms, and the fields. Takes you back to nature. Aviation Heritage Centre. It's not how I remember it, this isn't at all, but welcome to Lincolnshire Aviation Heritage Centre, free parking. That'll do for me. What's this car doing? Oh yeah, I do recognise it now. Alright, leave the beast here. Oh. So this is the place. Let's just have a quick look here. Let's turn this camera off. There she is. Very nice. What a glorious day. So, right, I'll catch up with you in a minute, folks. Right then, folks, I'm at the airfield. Just grabbed myself a bite to eat. Nothing special, just baked spud, cheese and a bit of salad. But the weather's glorious. And I say glorious, it's glorious for November. And yeah, I'll just turn the camera around, spare me. And there behind me is a particular Lancaster bomber. And I'm told that within perhaps 30-40 minutes it's going to be doing a taxi up and down this sort of concrete area here. So I thought, why not come outside, get a bite to eat in the sun, and then I'll do a bit of filming if I can of it just taxiing up and down, and see if it captures the glory of it and the sound of the engines and so forth. So yeah, bon appetit. Can of Vimto as well. I haven't tried Vimto for donkey's years.
second. Just going to do one more, please.
There's no disputing that that was a bit of an experience. I've never certainly seen a Lancaster that close up with its engines running like that. That was quite impressive. So I'm just going to have a walk over here. There's a mosquito over here. They said to me when I arrived that it'll never get airborne because it's only got a wooden structure or a wooden framework. But let's go have a look at it. I'll take a couple of pictures. Well, yeah, that was pretty awesome. That I enjoyed that. I know when I rang up, they said that they were doing a runway tomorrow, but I assumed that that was it. They was just doing like one a week, but I don't know whether they do them every day or not, or at certain times. But yeah, glad I came. An added bonus for you all, eh? Right then, so I'm just going to head off back home now from here. It's been a good day out, that. And the added bonus was that the fact that the Lancaster, Just Jane, was also doing some taxiing. Didn't expect that, and I wasn't aware of that, so that's cracking. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to head on back the way I came, if I can recall, and if the system works, the GoPro. Yeah, so I'm definitely glad I made the effort to come here today. Got my heated jacket back on, just to keep the chill off. Thank you for your visit, it says. Have a safe journey. In memory of those who gave their lives with 57 and 630 squadrons, 1939 to 45. Yeah, it's a very well planned, thought out and respectful it's like a memorial, I suppose, isn't it, if you want to call it a memorial. But it's also a museum, obviously. But yeah, very nicely done, very tastefully done, I think is the phrase I'm looking for. So what time is it now? Nearly 3 o'clock. I should hopefully be home for 5:30, 6 at the latest. Yeah, so I hope you've all enjoyed that video. Something a bit different. A lot of it relied on just things falling into place, which thankfully they did. The weather, the Lancaster. I was hoping to get a photograph of the bike with the Lancaster, but I expected I'd have to do it inside the hangar. But the fact I was able to do it outside, that worked out even better. So I've just got a nice pleasant ride home now. I get to enjoy these lovely roads again. So no, I'd like to again take this opportunity just while I can to thank everybody who's been supporting my YouTube channel by using the PayPal link, which I'll put on the screen now, and I'll also leave it in the description down below. People have just been like, you know, sending me like £1. That's absolutely fine. I appreciate that. Every pound that I get sent, it all helps me going out on the bike like I have done today to bring these videos to you. And because, as I said before, you know, it's a costly exercise sometimes doing these videos with the petrol costs, the food while you're out, and then the time spent editing them when you get back home and stuff. On average, I'd say it takes me about 2 days to put a video together, depending on how complex and how many cameras I've used. But yeah, for everybody that's, as I said, supported the channel financially, thank you very much indeed for that. Very, very much appreciated. And I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go for the next video, but if anybody would like to leave any comments down below as to where they would like to see me travel. I live sort of West Yorkshire area, just on the North Yorkshire border, so you know, I'm happy to travel, weather permitting, easily, you know, 100 miles, 150 miles or something like that in each direction, and have a good day out somewhere. So by all means, feel free to leave some suggestions down below. The sun's getting quite low at the moment. I have to be mindful of that. Get out before this car. Right, so take a left here onto the A153. Let's get out before this van. It is a beautiful part of the country. So that's our Ministry of Defence property there on the right. Right folks, well I think I might just wrap the video up here. I think most of this now is going to be either single or double carriageway before we get back on the motorway. So if you've watched it this far, thank you very much indeed for sticking with the video. If you've enjoyed what I've done and how I've created the video, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell and then you'll be notified each time I put a new video out. That's all I've got to say folks really. If you have any comments about the videos, you like them, you don't like them, any improvements you'd like to see in them, anything of that nature, I won't be offended. Just leave a comment down below, that'd be much appreciated, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Take care, stay safe, see you later, bye bye.